And we are live. Hello and welcome. You are watching the Anarchomedy Show, where we are live, unscripted, unrehearsed. You get to hear my ambient mumblings, ramblings, and weird thoughts as we do stuff. And today we are building the Lego set 10367, the Balrog from Lord of the Rings, part of the Icon set series. Angry Ghost, hey, welcome to the show. Thanks for stopping by. We have some Lego to build today, and what is going on with that over there? Yeah, everything works. Yeah, so let's get going. I need to get the dragons going. I don't have a lighter. I'll be right back. Well prepared. Well prepared. Fire, which is appropriate for the Balrog. Okay. Still haven't come up with a good name for my dragons. And, oh, look at that. So, since the main cam loves trying to focus into this light, come on, stay with me. We're going to switch over to the overhead, where we have the Balrog there. And let's go ahead and change this camera, the main cam, to the behind the scenes cam, so I can spin around and face you guys. I know we're getting a glare off of that, but this is the Balrog. It is a book nook setup, meaning these sides close in and it can sit on a bookshelf like so. And you have it comes, and this is one of the main reasons, two main reasons I had to get this set. One is the Balrog. I needed the Balrog. He looks about the same size as like something like the Knuckles mech from Sonic. And it comes with a Gandalf for the second reason. It comes with a Gandalf minifig, so I needed that one. Anyway, you can see the back. This is a 1,201 piece set. So we'll see how long it takes me to build this. All right. Let's go ahead. I already split it. Haven't opened it yet. Let's see how many bags this is. Balrog wings. Sweet. We'll set them over here. All right, bag one. There's bag three. And there's his whip. Bag four. Bag 9. Wow, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bag 6, bag 5, bag 7, bag 8, bag 9. Okay. This is a big build. This might break up into 2 sessions. We'll see. Trying to figure out the best place to put these. I think that is the best bet. Back there behind Bender. Okay. All right, let's get going. We have bag 1. These are nice instructions. The Icons series has some very nice instructions. Or just the stuff that Lego's coming up with too. Lately. Top notch. Of course, this is an 18 plus build set, so. Catering to the adults. You know what? I need to get one of those book holder opener thingies from the bookstore for holding open my instructions while I'm working. All right, bag 1 is open. I see the Gandalf pieces in there. I know that's the first thing that we assemble. And we have our brick separator. So Balrog of Morgoth. Brick separators are no use here. Okay. Building Gandalf. Where are his legs? There they are. And his torso. Then we have to have his beard piece, which is right here. And then his head. I love it because they like draw his mouth and the beard all around on his head, but some of that, his mouth especially, gets covered up by his beard piece. But the attention to detail. This is why we like Lego. One of the many reasons we like Lego. All right, and his hair. Yes, we have Gandalf. And our Gandalf can do battle with our Leonardo da Vinci. Okay, making his staff. And there's the sword. Okay, and the little jewel, there's one of them. We got an extra one. We have 2 jewels. There's his staff. Put that in this hand. And his sword, Glamdring. Pretty sure Glamdring, yeah, Glamdring was his sword in The Hobbit. Don't know what he was using in Lord of the Rings. And there we go. There's our Gandalf. Next live stream will be 9 o'clock today. And then I'm planning some Saturday streams because I have Saturday the 30th off. And then there's this the thing that's going on the 31st of this that's supposed to do something about, apparently. Just kidding. I have not forgotten. But yes, the next stream after this one will be 9 o'clock today. I think we'll play a little more, and especially if we don't finish this in this stream, we'll need to do a second one. But that's the plan for the next few days, just because I have a Saturday off. We'll probably get some Saturday streams. This piece. And 2x2. That is correct. Okay, and then some 1x2s. Two of them. Where is the other one? Right there. It looked black the way the light was hitting it. I need to do something. I have to change some lighting around in here. The overhead is great for this. It's not good for that cam. Okay. Using these right angle pieces, 2x2 right angle, and they are going on here. Okay, next. Wonder if the first parts of the build are all just building the frame. You don't build the Balrog to the end. These 3x2. And then these little clippies. All right, Angry Ghost. We'll see you. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, we'll see you in a bit. Okay, on to step 7. these guys with the little side studs sticking out. There we go. There you are. Ah, nuts. These nuts. Okay, let's see. Where are we? We had just finished step 7. On to step 8. Yeah, this is a pretty thick instruction book. This might be a while. Especially as I try to slow down and not race through the build. I had someone request that, to slow down. So I'm endeavoring to do so. Your profile picture for Plants vs. Zombies or for Angry Ghost? Because I would have to jump over and check. Hold on. We're just going to with the zombie on the bull. I really like the zombie on the bull. But if you're tired of that one, try something different. I don't know, something about the zombie riding the bull. The zombie bull. I like that one, but doesn't mean for the Plants vs. Zombie channel. Let's see. I'm trying to remember exactly what that one looks like. Up close. Yeah, I might change it. Because it's been that way for quite a while. Hasn't it? I don't know. Play around. You could play around with it. Unless you're trying to I don't know. I haven't changed mine. Mine's been... I'm coming up on a year of putting out streams in October. And I haven't changed mine since I started. So there is something to consistency. But if you're not happy with it or you're feeling blah about it, you're nothing to stop you from changing it, playing around and seeing what you like. Hope that helps. Hope that was helpful. And just remember, opinions are worth what you get asked for. You paid for them. That's how the saying goes. Yeah, it's worth what you paid for it. Okay, we have this piece built. Set that aside. Step 13. Take this. And this piece. And the other reversed slope arch. Put those two together. This will go right there. And then we have two more we need to go here. Now this will attach to this piece, like so. Okay. Time for the more decorative pieces. I have to replace these two plates. These 2x3s. Now, for the flat, I'm not. These I think might actually be what Lego say call a plate. But I'm not sure. Maybe it's the ones with the studs on top. I can't remember. There, and then these little studs. Okay. Now down the side. Oh, sweet. Hold on a second. Let me check that out. Yeah, I like him. Evil skeleton with the cape. That's pretty cool. Not that the other one wasn't cool either. But sometimes a change-up is fun. Okay, and then paste. Yeah, don't try and get away from me like that. Okay, now on to step 18. Yeah, we're building the framework around him first, it looks like. Lego saves the best part for last. All right. Welcome back. Okay, so step 18 is done. Oh, it's got some little fun facts as you're going along at step 20. When we get to step 20, we'll read step 20's little fact. There's this little Balrog up in the corner. Okay, that, and then these guys with a little single stud on the side. Step 19 has got 6 steps to it. Yeah, you gonna change that one as well? Okay. Although the angry ghost would seem to have fit the. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. You do what you want. As long as you're happy with it, that's what matters. Do you already have something in mind for this channel? This profile picture? Okay, now that way. These two will go here. Cool. Okay. Yeah, well, you've got me curious now as to what your plan is. Why does it seem like I am missing a step here? Because I did miss a step. I get distracted and I miss steps. That piece goes in there so that this can attach here like that. Now with that attached, we can move on to step 20. Oh, this is the bridge. The bridge of Khazad-dûm. Yeah, if anyone isn't afraid of heights when you're watching those guys run across the bridge in the movie. There we go. That's the bridge. It says the bridge of Khazad-dûm is so narrow that it can only be crossed in single file. Yep. The Balrogs battle with Gandalf on the bridge of Khazad-dûm. Okay, so we take 3 of these guys, stack them this way. And then let's see, okay. All right, give me 1 second here to have a look and see what we're dealing with. Okay, so we're right there. Hold on a second. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty good. I like that. That's a good one. Keep that one for a while. Okay, let's see. This way. One of these guys. Look like a little foot. And then okay. Okay, so that is that piece going on right here. Starting the framework around where the Balrog will stand. Now we build the other side. Now for the other side, for the side pieces. Here we go. Okay, there we go. That piece goes in there. And that on there. Okay, flipped around backward on the back side. There's two pieces here. Attach those nice and sturdy. There, one here. There we go. That's bag one. A few late leftover pieces. Whew, I'm exhausted. I think I'll call that a stream for the. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, but I will have to pause here before I start bag two and get something to drink. What do you like about the 3DS? Let me know as I go to get my drink. Oh. Should run a 3DS emulator. The only problem with running a 3DS emulator, as I've found, is that you need to have a screen that you can turn into the portrait position instead of the landscape, since you need to stack the screens. I've never had a 3DS myself. In fact, there's a number of different consoles and handhelds that I've never had myself. Okay. As soon as we start bag 2, we add some more pieces. We got another little fun fact coming up. First, we got to do step 25. I wonder why the sound is the way it is on the DS. I need to play around with one. There we go. One, we have to build 2 of those, so we'll set that one there. Build the second. Okay, 2 of them. Going on this way. And step 26. Having these pieces that have the side studs so you can put these decorative pieces all the way around sure helps lock everything together. You can get a very sturdy connection without making it huge. What does it say? Oh, the color gradient technique on the columns was first used in the Lego Icons The Lord of the Rings Barad-dûr to create the illusion of lava reflections. Okay, I wonder if I can still get Barad-dûr anywhere. Okay, building this next piece. Step 27. Not that. Okay, so we have this piece. I don't think is what we're looking for either. Yeah, that was bag 2. I can't find the piece I'm looking for, and now I'm second guessing myself. There it is. That one. And this one. Then we do the opposite side. Okay, there. And there's the piece I need. Okay. Now, these and this. Turn around on the back side. Okay, here we go. Step 32. That's getting kind of tall. Which I knew it would be. Just sometimes you're like, oh, it's bigger than I actually thought it would be. Now that I'm seeing it, just a little bit bigger. Neil Wolf, hey, welcome. I'm sorry I missed you. I by the time I saw your text yesterday or the chat in the chat, I was like, oh shoot. So he said he had to go. So I'm not sure if I caught you before you had to go or not. But welcome back. We are building the Balrog. Well, not the Balrog itself right now. Right now we're building the framework, and we have the Bridge of Khazad-dûm, and yeah. Okay, here we go. Build 2 of these. And build a second one. Yes, you'll have to do battle with some of my mechs. The Balrog will when I'm done. Okay, we got those 2 done. They're going. I missed something. These need to go on there. Now these can go on where they are supposed to appear. Okay, next, step 36. And then this piece. go on the top of this pillar. Now we build the other side. Okay. There and that. There. And this one. This. Rich Beard Bricks. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us as we build the Balrog Lego set 10367. Yeah, I can remember that. All right, now we're going to build the arch, it looks like. Okay. What am I doing? Step 41. We'll see how long this takes. 9 bags. We might have to break it up. 1,000. Oh, just over 1,000 pieces, right? 1,201 pieces. Okay, 1,200 pieces. We'll see how long this takes me to build. Trying to go a little slower. Yeah, I was really, when I saw this in the store last week, and I thought, Balrog, how come I haven't heard of this? I need this. And then I put it off purchasing it until this week. The number is 10367. It's the Lego set number. And when I saw it, I thought, I have to have this one. And I needed something for this morning's stream, and I thought, okay, Balrog it is. We're doing the Balrog. Okay. And because it has a Gandalf as well. Had to have a Gandalf minifig in my collection. Okay, set this piece aside while we build the other side. Although the only thing is, it is a book nook. The sides close in so it can go into a bookshelf in between books. But I'm looking at my bookshelf and my other shelf. You know, normally if you look at my stream, I have Lego sets all over the top of this table. I have to move them every time I want to do a build on this table. So I'm running out of places to put all of them. So I stream on my days off of work when I'm not working, and that I'm gonna try and build while I talk. So that's the front half of the week. I work the back half of the week, Thursday through Saturday and every other Wednesday, 12-hour shifts. So I'm totally unavailable during those days. So I try to stream Monday, Tuesdays, and every other Wednesday. For instance, this is my Wednesday when I'm not working. So I'm streaming. And I try to do a stream either at 5 o'clock in the morning here local time, or 9 o'clock in the morning. This is my 5 o'clock stream. I either try to do either one or both. Although some days I'm not very consistent, because some days I'm just not feeling it and I don't stream. Like this Monday, 2 days ago. Yeah. So many pieces. And not enough space for all the builds. Oh, you're on the East Coast. Yeah, I'm here in Arizona, land of the burning sun. And it's only 6. So yeah, you're 3 hours ahead. So yeah, so I'll finish off. I'll probably end this stream in about an hour or so, depending on where I'm at, and then start up another stream 2 hours from that time. Spread them out on my days off. I have other obligations on my days off that I have to take care of. Otherwise, I might stream more. No, you're Neo Wolf. You're next door to Richbeard Bricks, right? You're not next door to me, or are you? Where are you at? I think I've asked you that before, but yeah, I have to adult so I can do the fun stuff. This is my fun stuff. When it stops being fun, we stop doing it. One of the reasons why I am not monetized is because I don't want to turn something that I enjoy doing into a job. Oh, New Mexico, yeah. You are next door. Yeah, I'll go to New Mexico and stuff, but much more east than that, things feel weird. I've grown up on the West my whole life, on this side of the Rockies, and once you get over the Continental Divide, I've been to Albuquerque a few times and down. I've been through Mexico and I've been New Mexico and I've been down through Texas, and I've driven to the East Coast. Yeah, the difference in landscape in this country as you drive across it, and if you're not used to it, it feels weird. Like, for instance, Wyoming. I was going through Wyoming, and there are these rolling hills. Now, in California, as you come up on a rolling hill and you don't see like mountains behind it or something, you come over the crest of that, and there's usually the ocean. So going through Wyoming, I kept thinking I was going to see the ocean every time I came over this hill where I couldn't see anything beyond it other than sky. And it was really disconcerting. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Back to the build. Where am I at? Step 6 here. On step 6 of 46. There we go there. Now, this piece. And here. And that goes on there. Okay. Don't drop it. Yeah, it is. It can get easy to get sidetracked, especially interacting with chat. Not that I'm blaming you guys. It's your guys' fault. I'm distracted. Yeah. No, that blows me away that there's some states that some countries that could fit within our states. Yeah, I think Neil Wolf, you and I both suffer from the same problem of distraction when streaming for a particular reason, perhaps. Okay, here we go. Okay. Trying not to get sidetracked. I wonder how much of it is also because as the older I get, yeah, some of those countries in Europe, tiny countries, Belgium, tiny countries. But I was saying, I think as I get older too, I tend to talk more. And then I noticed that older people always love talking a lot. And it's crazy to see yourself turning into that. But most people, if you can get them talking, we'll talk for a while. Countries in Europe. You know, one of the countries I would love to visit in Europe is Denmark. My family comes out of Denmark. Immigrated out of Denmark to the US. You know, a number of generations ago now, but that's where my family comes from. So it'd be fun to go back to Copenhagen and see the homeland of my forefathers. Yeah, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but some people just are natural gabbers and can talk a lot. I tend to be more quiet when I'm around people I don't know. It's easier when I'm on stream to talk about stuff. $38, that's perfect age to get into streaming. Okay, let's see, where is this going? On here. They've got this turned around that way. And then there we go. There's the framework around the back. Yeah, if I see, and that's the thing, I'm not a natural gabber. So I have to be prompted, and then I can start talking about stuff like, hey, do you remember this when you were a kid? Oh, yeah. And then I'll start off, start going. A dialogue tree. That's interesting. That is interesting. A dialogue tree. Yeah. And that's my thing. I like building with or doing things with others. It gets boring when I do things by myself, and sometimes when I'm by myself, I think, what's the point in doing this? No one's enjoying it except me, and I would enjoy it a lot more if someone was enjoying it with me. Maybe I'm weird and codependent that way. I don't know. The little fact on as we open bag 3 is Boromir saying, "This is no mine. It's a tomb." As we venture into the mines of Moria here with bag 3. The original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I didn't see that when I was there yesterday. But I wasn't looking. I went straight for the Lego section. No, we're not meant to be hermits. When you get, if COVID has taught us anything, no, we are not meant to be hermits. We are meant to exist in a society with others. It's learning how to live with others and treat others how we should. That gets us stumbled sometimes. Oh no. No coincidence there. Other than YouTube, I mean, if you really searched, you could find my Facebook account. I haven't been on it in years. I am unplugged from all social media except for this. Yeah. And I don't think it's a coincidence. I think people being unplugged and only seeing each other at their best, and this how would you put it? It's not necessarily fake as much as it is a portrayed image of how great things are and how wonderful this is and how perfect everything is. Or you get the ones who are just constantly, everything's horrible, but you meet those people in real life. But yeah, one of the reasons I like streaming too, where I'm unedited, I'm not trying to pull one over on you guys. Yeah, and since work for me, it doesn't require it. Yeah, I do have to get all these billion different apps for work about how to download my pay stubs and how to sign into my time card. And yeah. Oh, somebody's walking their dog. Hey, Balto. Hey. Yeah. You got a problem? Okay, it's okay. People can be out there too. Yeah. So far as I've been in it, this is a great community. You should check out NeoWolf's channel. He builds and then does stop motion with them. And that's true too. That's another reason I like streaming. I don't like doing the editing. And that's not fair. I actually kind of like doing the editing. I just don't have time for it anymore. There's no time. Just because I have other obligations. Okay, back to the build. Editing's fun if you have good software for it. It's just cutting and pasting and trimming and on a timeline, usually. And then you can stack and add in audio and splice and yeah, well, I like editing. I don't like how much time it takes and how tedious it can become. The only thing I've been thinking of doing is taking some of my videos, especially ones that got split in half because the stream dropped in the middle of the stream, or I lost the internet in the middle of the stream, is going through and taking those, editing down the intro and the outro screens and putting them together and just putting out there so that people have the complete episode if they wanted to watch it. And that's the only real editing I've been considering doing as of late. Yeah. That's part of my issue is I'm a tech head, or used to be. Not as much anymore. What piece am I looking for? Oh, I'm all distracted. There. Gray studs. Okay, now this. Yeah, it goes on there. And this one here. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. That piece there. This there. And then and where are you? There you are. That attaches there. Okay. Okay. I can talk and I can join in the conversation, or I can work on the build. I can't do both, apparently. I feel like. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. I can, part of it is we can just body double, as I've heard it called. And you're working and you just need somebody else there to make it work. No, multitasking is impossible. According to Dennis Deaton in his book Mind Management, there are 3 laws of the mind. One is that the mind must think. 2 is that the mind thinks exclusively, and that 3rd is that the mind thinks abundantly. Now, the mind must think, like the lungs must breathe, the heart must beat, the mind must think. But the mind thinks exclusively, meaning the mind thinks at one thing at a time, but it can switch back and forth between one thing and another to almost seem like you're multitasking, but you can only actually think about one thing at a time. And so the mind thinks exclusively. So yes, multitasking is impossible, as I get off on my side tangent here. And then the 3rd law of the mind is that the mind thinks abundantly, meaning that there is no limit to what the mind can think of. You can think of a purple hippopotamus from outer space, and even though that doesn't really exist, you can imagine it. The One Thing by Gary Keller. estate book. I might have heard of that. I might have heard of that in all of my dealings with trying to improve different areas of my life. But if I have heard of it, I definitely haven't read it. The One Thing. I'll have to look that up and see if I can do some reading. That's the one thing since COVID, is I haven't been able to read very well lately. As in that it's hard for it to hold my attention. And I used to read a lot. Now I feel like, oh, I'm bored with this book. Yeah. And the way to make a very powerful memory or a thought is to use as many senses in that generation as possible. So if you can imagine your goal and make it real in all the different senses, what is it going to feel like, taste like, smell like to achieve that goal or to have that thing in your life? I think there is power in that. Myself, personally. Just my opinion. But yeah, pulling in all your senses and being aware of all of that is as close to multitasking probably as you can get to true multitasking. Receiving multiple inputs and trying to organize and make sense of all of that. Okay, and that will go on down there. We're building the pillars. The pillars of Moria. Okay, turn that around this way. You can see what we're doing. If we cannot go over the mountain, let us go under it. Let us go through the mines of Moria. Dwarves delve too greedily and too deep. You know what they awoke in the depths of Khazad-dûm. Shadow and flame. Yeah, I'm a nerd. Okay, this piece will go on back here. Nice. Very nice. All right, Neo Wolf. Yeah. Important. Horticulture is important. Everyone should know how to grow a plant. That may not even be what he's talking about. How to grow plants. Because my personal opinion is that society at some point in the near future, our society as we know it, or at least our country as we know it, will collapse. The Tytler cycle says that countries usually last on roughly a 200-year cycle, from bondage through freedom, through growth and abundance, into stagnation, apathy, complacency, and back into bondage in a 200-year cycle. And if you were to list out the Tytler cycle and all the steps involved in it, and to ask someone where they thought we were in that cycle, you'd be surprised at how close to bondage, if not in bondage, they would put us. At least in this country. And I think that's pretty accurate. Tytler was pretty accurate in his estimation on those things. I am totally distracting myself. Anyway, point is, I was saying that because I think that we're heading for some sort of collapse. And at some point, and to know how to do things like grow plants and other stuff like that are going to be essential skills. However, do we know how to survive without all the modern luxuries that would happen if the grid fell down or something like that? For those of us who remember the Y2K scare. Okay. I'll stop blathering. Start building. Keep building. Well, anytime a social governmental structure changes, anytime there's a change in the governmental structure, and usually that's what they talk about with a collapse or just some kind of and maybe collapse isn't the best word, but definitely a change in the government, in the form of government. If you do some study on the Tytler cycle, there's a nice circle. There's a circle, and you have bondage and freedom up near the top, and then you go through these different steps, and you go through these growth steps, and then one half of the cycle as you come around through growth, and then you enter into the decay of the country. On the one half of the circle, you have the topics of discussion are forms of government. On the other half, during the decay of a nation, the topic of discussion are the issues. You never hear us discussing different forms of government. We have this one form of government, we're sticking with it. The great experiment. We never even question now a whole lot, is this the form of government we should have? and not just not economic forms, but actual form of government. Not yeah. Some people get that confused with economic forms, thinking thinking that they mean like capitalism or socialism. No, those are economic forms. They're not forms of government. And the idea, so it's a fun experiment of if you were starting your own nation, you had your own island nation or something, what would you form as a government? Yeah, Y2K was ridiculous. My 286 computer worked fine through Y2K. Not a problem. Yeah, get me off my soapbox of before I start talking anything, I get anywhere political. I avoid political discussions as best I can. Okay. All right, step 72. We are just a little over a quarter of the way done through this build. Yes, back to Lego. My favorite Lego set. Well, of the Lego sets I've built, one of the funnest, probably the biggest set I've built so far, because I haven't built any of the really big sets, but you can't see it up from the cam up there, is the Dark Falcon. Was a fun build, but it was long. I do enjoy the one because I'm a car guy. I do enjoy the Speed Champion sets because they're quick builds. They don't take very long, and they're fun cars. And how they do them so that they look like it's dusty. That Porsche's dusty, but the attention to detail on them, I really enjoy. But I tried to keep an open mind because this is the Balrog. This could become one of my favorite sets. I don't know. They're all pretty good. What would you say? Let's put that to the chat. What is your favorite set that you've built so far? Oh yeah. Just for the Jedi Vader. Getting a Jedi Vader, all the Vader pieces in white. It's pretty cool. And that is where the big, as I understand it, not being the Lego expert that the Gilded Warrior is, but that is where the real price in the sets comes out, is in the, depending on how many minifigs are in there. The Razor Crest, not the UCS version. Oh, okay. Cool. I have not built the Razor Crest yet. Although I've been thinking of getting a UCS version of something. I think I saw at one of the Brixton minifigs they have a UCS inbox of the A-Wing. And would love to pick that up. But right now I can't really justify spending that amount of money on a Lego set. Maybe later, but I have things going on that I can't justify that right now. But yeah, minifigs. So I like trying to get sets that have the fun minifigs, and I had to have a Gandalf. I needed a Gandalf. One, because I'm always the wizard. I am always the wizard. Whenever I play any fantasy games, online, video games, tabletop, I am almost always the wizard. It's my go-to. And it's a little subjective because you never know who's rating it. But if you do a Myers-Briggs type indicator, of personality type indicator, I am the same as Gandalf. Supposedly Gandalf the Grey was an INTJ, according to who you listen to. And that was me. That's me. I am an INTJ. Yeah, the price is on, especially on if you're trying to pick up a retired set. Yeah, they get a little pricey. Okay, 6:47. We are approaching the 2-hour mark. I think we'll try to get through one more bag of bag 4 before we have to take a break. And before we have to take a break. Yeah. If you'd stop talking and keep building, you'd get a lot farther. Ah, dominant influential off disc. Yeah, see, I used to be a training coordinator at a corporation, and they sent me through a lot of personality indicators and types, and I'm familiar with DISC, DISC. I am a cautious, steady personality. Or if you go with the humor type, I am a melancholy phlegmatic. You being a DI would be a choleric sanguine. And then they do it in the colors, the red, yellow, blue, white colors. And then and you can also do a quick, I'll tell you guys how to do a quick personality type test on someone, a 10-second test to find out what they are. Because if you're familiar with the 4 personality types, like DISC, you can actually break those up into 4 quadrants. One being, are they task-oriented or are they people-oriented? Are they more concerned about the task at hand and getting the job done, or are they more concerned about the people involved and how they're interacting with it? Then you can also break it up in, are they fast-paced or slow-paced? Are they high energy or slow energy? Or low energy. Not slow energy, but low energy. When you have that, you can break that up into the different personality types. the 4 basic personality types. And the way to test for that in a quick 10-second test is to ask them to hold their hand up like this. Once they're holding their hand, and that is all you ask them. Can you hold your hand up like this? They hold their hand up. You put your hand against theirs, and you push, and you just start increasing pressure, and pretty soon they will be pushing back and holding you up. You don't have patience. That's right, because that's why you're a DI, because you're that high energy. You push back, or you push, and they will always push back, even though you did not tell them to push back. People will naturally push back if you have them hold their hand up and push against their hand. And that's when you tell them, okay, I didn't tell you to push back. Why did you push back? And if people are honest, their response will fall into 4 different responses. You can categorize the responses into 4 different responses for the 4 different personality types. So we're done with that piece. I will continue with my discussion. A dominant personality type, or the D, will push back because they do not want to get pushed. For some reason like that, I had one lady tell me exactly that. I'm not going to let you push me around. So I push back. That's a very D personality type response. The I personality type, the influential, which is the fast-paced person, people-oriented, they are the life of the party. They are the ones that people like to talk to, or that easy. That's what why you don't have a problem talking, is you're an I personality type. As your second personality, your secondary personality being an I, makes you very talkative. Easy to hold a conversation. They will push back. An I personality type will push back because they feel like it's a game. Yep. See, don't like being pushed around. That's why you're a dominant I. A dominant influential, a DI. The influential will push back because they feel like it's a game. It was, okay, this is going to be fun. I'm going to push back. Depending on how strong their I is. If that's their main personality type, if they're an I, that's what they'll say. Something along those lines. Whereas if you have the cautious personality, let's see. Yeah, it's DISC. If you have the steady personality type, which is the slow-paced, task-oriented, or what they also call the melancholy personality type, which is what I am, they will push back because it seems like that is the logical thing to do. That was what made sense. You pushed, you had me hold my hand up, you held your hand up, you pushed against mine, I pushed back. It seemed like the logical thing to do. They are the slow-paced, task-oriented. The slow-paced, people-oriented, the steady personality type, or the phlegmatic personality type, if you're pushing, and putting some real force against it, they'll push back usually because they don't want you to fall. Or they're trying to protect themselves, keep you from falling on them. They're people-oriented. They're concerned about safety and the feelings of others and how things are affecting people. And they will push back because they don't want something to happen. And that's how you can do a 10-second personality test on someone, find out their if they're one of the four basic personality types they are. Yeah. Back to the build. Not a game at all. You're a very heavy D, then, would be my assessment. And I'm not assessing you. Even though I am. That's the funny thing. Learned this in a writing class. People don't want to be judged, but that's all we do is judge other people, and we have to. And you learn that in writing, because when you're writing a book, your audience, your reader is going to judge your character, and you want to feed them the specific things so they feel the same way about the character as you want them to feel about the character. But you have to understand they're going to judge because people judge. Now it's whether they judge well or not. If they're a harsh judge, if they're a merciful judge, all of that makes a difference. I know some people like you, Rich Beard Bricks. Even though I'm not. But I know I am 99% D and 99% I. In any case, that's my experience in the personality fields. Okay, this on there, like that. There. That goes there. Okay. Then we do it again on the other side. Yeah, mine is just exaggeration of who I am, or I shouldn't say that. Who I am when I'm alone, when I'm by myself, versus who I am in front of people. My adaptive versus my other. I can't remember all the names for everything. Is just a toned down version of who I am privately. And I've learned, and there's healthy and unhealthy personality types. So you figure out your personality type, and then you have to figure out if you're healthy or an unhealthy personality type. And then as you learn that, you can start to adapt more and integrate the other personalities, let those develop in yourself. And I'm just going off on my own soapbox here, so you can take it. Like I said, this is all free opinion. It's worth what you paid for it. So take it for what it's worth. Okay. Yeah, we are coming up. We are up on the 2-hour mark here for the stream. Okay, set those aside. This, that, and that. There. And this will go here. But if you want to do the Myers-Briggs, it breaks you up into 16 personality types based upon your preferences, because everyone has types of the different personality types in them. Cool. So I'll just keep on blathering then. Everyone has different aspects of the different personality types in them, but they have a preference as to which ones they like to use. Just like you can write with your non-dominant hand. It just might come out looking really weird so you don't prefer it. And if you practice with it, you would get better. You might not get as proficient as you are with your dominant hand, but you would get better at it. Yeah. Basically, there's 4 different categories where you can go one side or the other, and you take your preference. Anyone who wants to take the Myers-Briggs test, assuming the website is still up, I don't remember, is humanmetrics.com. There you can take the Myers-Briggs personality, and what you do is you go through and you answer the questions based upon your preference. Hey, this is what I prefer. Do I prefer to be around a lot of people? Do I not prefer to be around only a small group of people? Do I prefer to be around, or do I prefer this over that? And so that's how you answer it and go through it, and it'll break you up and give you into your personality type, into one of the 16 personality types. And you have to answer a bunch of questions. But anyway, just because I've been blathering about it, talking about it, if anyone's interested in those other personality type indicators, that's one way of finding out yours. Okay. This comes around going there, like that. Okay. Now, yeah, let's see. Okay. Now I'm going quiet while I focus on the build. So yeah, it's one of my favorite things to do with, and I haven't done that with the new hire yet at work. There's a bunch of questions I like to ask people when they come into where I work. They're revealing questions, and they also get the other person thinking about stuff. And so I like to ask them some weird questions. And one of the fun ones I like to do with them is do the quick personality indicator, the push on the hand test. But I realize I have not done that with some of the new hires. So I might have to do that. So it's interesting. I'm always interested in finding out what people are that way, their personality type. So if you know what yours are, we know what Richbeard Bricks is. If anyone else who's in watching the stream, if you know what your personality type is, let us know. I'm curious. And if you don't know, You can always, if you can imagine being pushed on the hand, holding up your hand, someone pushing on it, why you would push back. Why would you push back? Let us know. Or don't. We're not going to force you to do anything you don't want to do. And yeah, one of the big things that had being in training helped me grow in that respect with regards to other people. I was training someone once, going through all this meanwhile I'm going through all of this personality, interpersonal skills training, and I get a new hire in. I'm taking him through their orientation, and he expresses how he likes golf. And this is just me personally. I don't get golf. I guess maybe I do, but at the same time, you're walking around in the heat, swinging a golf club at the ball, and I can never get the ball to go where I want it to go, so it's just frustrating for me. And I realize if I can't get into his world about why he likes golf, and even imagine myself enjoying golf, I'm going to have a hard time training this guy. And so I do enjoy getting to know people, even though sometimes it stretches me because I'm like, okay, this is really different from what I am. And maybe that's part of why I enjoy it. Is it causes some growth. And people have interesting stories. One of my daughters lives on a golf course currently, and she gets frustrated because she gets golf balls raining into their backyard. And it's just training. Unless it's very if it's new hire training, that's one thing. If it's very specific job related training, that's a whole other thing. Pay attention to that. Okay, this piece goes on there like that. Now on the back side. Okay, now the flames. Trying to pay attention to which little pieces go where. Use the right piece. Okay, now it's there, and one of these here. Oh, it's onboarding. That's basic, yeah. Yeah. Oh, good. But you can still see it, even though you're... That's nice. That's nice. You're not getting bombarded with golf balls. Sliced golf balls all the time. Yeah, onboarding stuff. Yeah, basic new hire orientation junk. Yeah. No, thank you. Unless you have me as a trainer, then I make it fun. Yeah. I think I make it fun. It's still onboarding. Okay. To the bridge of Khazad-dûm, Gandalf the Grey. Oh, that's cool. That's nice. You get the leaves fall. I have not, since I've been living in Arizona, you don't get the seasons turning quite like that, or the leaves falling off the trees as much around here. But I do remember that from when I used to live in California, and that was nice. No, I hated doing stuff like that. I'm like, all right, settle in. You're going to have to watch this video or listen to this thing for the next half hour to an hour. Good luck. I understand if you get sleepy. Okay, and this one goes here. We got the beginning the flames. Shadow and flame. We're not even halfway done yet. Okay. More flames. Yeah, as long as you're not being watched, I had to do some online training at the end of COVID from home for the onboarding, the new hire orientation, and I couldn't like sit and stare out the window while listening to it because there was somebody it was on a Teams meeting call, and so they were watching me, and oh, that was the worst. I think I'd rather be there in person than having to sit there and have someone watch me make sure I was watching the video the whole time. Oh man, that was hard. That was hard. But anytime you have to sit and just watch a video or listen to a recording or watch a recording, that's brutal. Well, thanks for joining us on this build for the Balrog while you're while you're at home working. Thanks for letting us be part of your day. Yeah. I can't imagine even thinking back. I can't imagine what it was like for the trainer either, because that would be hard trying to train people, give people training online through a group call. Yeah, that's good. You just have to get through it. The speed champion ones are great. All right, that one goes in there. All right, the flames are coming together. They are coming together. One last one to do. Yep. It's a polarizer. Love it or hate it. Okay. There we go. And this snaps in right here. Like so. And closes up for the book nook and can be opened back up. That's pretty cool. That's pretty nice. Okay. Bag 5. We are 2 hours and 20 minutes into this stream, roughly, about. And I need to take a break. We're going to take a break for a couple of hours. I need to eat some breakfast, make sure the dogs are taken care of. So this will be part 1. I will change the title of the description. This is part 1. I'm glad we were able to keep you company, Rich Beard. Yeah, I'm sorry. I've got to take a break. And I tried to keep my streams about 2 hours in length. I know if I could just stream all day, I would, but if I try to go too much longer than that, I'm going to do something on cam that probably I would regret. So I'll say something. I've got to take a little break. So we will be back to finish the Balrog. I will look to be trying to finish this at the 9 o'clock stream in a couple of hours, hour and a half roughly. So, thank you for joining us, Neil Wolf, Angry Ghost, Richbeard, Bricks. Thank you guys. Thank you. Always enjoy having people on stream with me. I'm going to switch cams here over to, have to do this on the fly, produced on the fly, and back to the main cam. Stay in focus. So thank you for joining us. Richbeard, I'll definitely be checking out your channel. I always appreciate the new people who come in. So if you've enjoyed this, in fact, I better make sure I do this myself. If you've enjoyed this build, if you enjoy Legos, if you enjoy this kind of content, and you made it this far in the video, please remember that thumbs up button. This is the whole reason we do this. The beard, yeah. Thank you. It's taken a while. Someone asked me how many years, and I couldn't remember if it's 3 years or 4 years, or I think 3 years, but I have trimmed it a couple of times. We are not monetized. We are not sponsored. We do this for the likes and the subs, and we use the royal we. So if you feel inclined, I won't bend your arm, but if you feel inclined, hit that like button, hit subscribe, all that fun stuff. So we will be back in about an hour and a half. Until that time, I am Anarchimedes signing off.